Welcome to the show. I'm Jaded Steve.
Hi.
Alright, and I'll get the Tsunami News Editor waivers on May 8th. Tsunami's gonna change his landing to this. 12 a.m. Dragon Ball Super. 12:30 a.m. My Hero Academia Season 5. Or Season 4 or whatever it is. 1 a.m. Food Wars. 1:30 The Promised Neverland. 2 Fire Force. 2:30 Black Clover. 3 Naruto Shippuden, and 3:30 Attack on Titan reruns. That's your Tsunami update.
Hey, your producer says happy birthday, Jay. The brain.
Yes,
We got a fan, apparently.
You do.
Yes, big old happy birthday to the brain. That's right. Go to it.
On Dragon Ball Super, with Goku out of the fight, it takes this opportunity to rid the field of its biggest threat. Every decade Jiren's downfall is time itself. On Attack on Titan, Armin and Mikasa speak of Eren, but are astounded by what he says. In the forest, the Levi considers feeding the beast Titan to someone new, but his kids are playing in mind. In Food Wars, someone fight yourself with Aizen in the Food War, but a Kyokusei resident waged their own war against Aizen's minions, sort of faded to the horn. Out of Promised Neverland, the children's savior turned out to be demons in Mushika and Sanju. The pair claimed that they were losing forbidden from eating humans, and when raised Sanju and turning out humans 30 years ago. On Fire Force. Some of these shows get you looking up at the service, the key, and you know, and he says it ends if the other says the need to run in a white clad, and suddenly comes face to face against an old adversary. Home Black Clover, Asa and his friends search for secret, and led by a group of magic for people who believe the power of the devil can change the lives of the better. After his Shippuden, it sounds he declares that Kabuto sets into an land to what he truly desires and prefers to, which he has hold of invisible truths that determine an adversary's way. And the intertemporals and the Suke retreats in blue countries, abandoned and begin their strenuous rehabilitation training regime. How to forget to trick out demons are Mugen training leaders this Friday. And after the damage, get out to see you around the show.
All right. By the way, I forgot to mention something which I'll mention during this show, which we do cover wrestling, and we'll cover it right now, as a matter of fact. We'll leave what I got left over for you for a little bit. But on a recent episode of the Bill Simons podcast, WWE Chief Brand Officer Stephanie McMahon came on to talk about the current state of WWE and the future. Simons had been under the impression that Vince was stuck at home during the pandemic. But Stephanie pointed out that was wrong. Quote, he wasn't trapped. He continued to travel every week. We never stopped producing television, so every week live he would fly down to Orlando and produce the shows from the Performance Center. He never stopped. I think he'll go crazy sitting at home, crazier. Simmons asked Stephanie how her father has changed since the 90s. She talked about her dynamic with her father. Quote, he's grown a lot, I think, as a person. A lot of things are still the same, and he still trains at midnight after he's finished working, if he's done working at that time. He still just drives forward no matter what. He's totally inappropriate most of the time. He's the best, and he's always been an amazing father. It's funny because I call him Vince in business, but Dad at home. I was going to say something, but I'm not. She calls Triple H Daddy. And when I'm doing interviews, it's sometimes awkward to transition that way. But it's helpful because there is Vince, my boss, and there is my dad. They're different. but I think he's really himself, just a little more seasoned, a little older. He would say he looks a little bit different, which of course he does, but he's still the same Vince. Well, a Twitter thread went viral last year that was filled with Vince stories. Stephanie confirmed a few of those, including Vince hating when someone nods, and he revealed a unique food combination that Vince enjoyed back in the 80s. Stephanie revealed it's true because he feels like it influences the room. If someone's talking and someone starts nodding, you're going to influence the room one way or the other. You shouldn't influence the room, let people think what they want to think. He hates sneezing because it's involuntary and he cannot control it. He hates sneezing. I think it's really anyone sneezing, but especially when it's him. He really is so clean with his diet, he will get into some junk. Back in the 80s, he used to love... Are you ready for this? This is Stephanie now, saying, this is gross, this is just nasty. He would eat Oreos with squeezed cheese. That easy cheese that came out of a can. Cheese in a can just sounds bad anyway, and he would put that on Oreo cookies and eat a bag of it. Now, now, let's think about this for a while, folks. Let's just let that just submerge in your mind. Let that paint a picture. Now, we've all tried the Lady Gaga. I can't wait for Nabisco to come out with the Vince McMahon Oreo cookies with cheese. I mean, would the cheese be outside the Oreo or after you lick the creamy center? By the way, Vince is currently 75 years old. Simmons asked Stephanie, his doctors or anyone around him has asked him to slow down as he gets older. Stephanie stated, anybody who tries to tell him he shouldn't do something, it only makes him want to do it more. That's just the truth of it, and he's going to go as hard as he possibly can for as long as he possibly can, and maybe he's the ultimate workhorse in that regard. Of course, when you Oreos with spreadable cheese on them, you kind of... I have no idea. Anyway. Yes. Last week's edition of AEW Wrestling, 1.5 million viewers. Of course, they ran unopposed. So, how did this week's do? You may ask. You may wonder. You may inquiz. But before we do that, let's tell you that the top 5 in the U.S. box office: 5th place, Tom and Jerry; 4th, Raya and the Last Dragon; 3rd, The Unholy; number 2, Nobody; and once again, it may have been a crappy film, but it's still the top box office smasher: Godzilla vs. Kong. So there, yeah. But let's get to the mangling of yet another reason, otherwise known as, let's put you up there and go dot 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 dot. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, bam. Why don't we say it? They won Wednesday night, which is a good thing when you think about it. Now, We couldn't do this last week because, or the week after because, it was still going on. But now that it is done, let's give you a bit of WrestleMania results from the two-night extravaganza. And, hi there. Let's see. We got all the results. Okay, let's go to it. Here we go. Full results from WrestleMania, courtesy of BR.com. Okay, Bobby Lashley took on Drew McIntyre. And Lashley won that one. Yay. They had a tag team turmoil. Because this is sort of confusing the way that they do it. And so let's just get back over here to where things are a little bit calm. The full recap. Roman Reigns obviously retained the Universal Championship. Rhea Ripley pinned Asuka, and she was ready for her. Apollo Crews won the Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus won the U.S. Championship. Kevin Owens pinned Sami Zayn. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retained their tag titles. Randy Orton defeated The Fiend in the most, as critics would say, botched match. The only one. Okay. Let's see what else happened here. Well, Cruz won the championship. Sheamus won the U.S. Championship. Let's see. We've already did the Randy Orton defeated The Fiend. And that was night 2. Night 1, obviously, coming up. So just give me a few little momentations of the Gabby Boom Boom. Here we go. Night 1, the results were as Bianca Belair won the SmackDown Women's Championship for Raw. AJ Styles and Omos won the Raw Tag Team Championship. Cesaro pinned Seth Rollins. Tamina and Natalya won the Tag Team Turmoil match. Bobby Lashley is still your WWE champion. And they had a humongoid weather delay that opened the show. So there you go. There's all 2 nights of WrestleMania from Tampa. The weather, of course, was the complete star of it. Now that that's somewhat done, let's give you a look at some entertainment news before we send you a bye-bye. Let's see. Let's get this one right. Boom. Come on. You need this. All right. We go to the TV section. Film. We already gave you the big old entertainment news here. By the way, there's a series in the works called Call Me God, TV adaptation of Call Me God in the works at Paramount Plus. There you go on that one. Luke Bryan returns as American Idol judge after missing the first live show due to a positive COVID test. Boy, that's going around. David Grohl has a show on Paramount TV called From Cradle to Grave. Cradle to Stage. Also some news. Dr. Drew Pinsky's nomination for LA Homeless Services Commission draws a little outrage. And Paramount Plus will start spanning the globe as U.S. streamers try not to get lost in translation. Casting professionals have been banned from holding SAG and AFTRA offices. And that's your little looky poo at your entertainment news. By the way, the world's biggest soccer clubs have confirmed a new Super League plan. Yes, there's going to be another soccer Super League from the world. Yay. Aren't we all glad of that? More good times. Okay, what else is there? I have no idea. No, yes I do. Here, let's get you, oops. There we go. Oops. No, geez. One day I'll get this right. There we go. Okay, we're going to see if there's any news from the world of Toonami. There's a guest article on how to start your own anime podcast. Not bad. And once again, congratulations, My Hero Academia will be returning to Toonami. Yay. Which was already mentioned. But that is it. We have done the impossible. We have turned a diamond. We have turned the show into a diamond. So about 10 minutes. I don't eat solid foods. I'll be drinking the drink of choice as I get ready to go forth on Tuesday for a little checkup from the Rump Up. And by the way, today I had my COVID-19 swabbing, and I don't know when I'll get the results, but it should be soon. And yes, I have been in self-isolation. In fact, every time I try to move around, my bodyguard, Uno, just looks at me with anger in her eyes. So you know that cat is watching over me. So there you go.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, buddy, as we take us out of the show this week. Thank you for listening to this Brain Game production.
Yep.
In production, whatever, with Mr. Fine Creativity Productions. We will see you, or hear you, or whatever, I don't know, next week.